Hi Aries, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new here. So this is going to be your love and spirituality reading for the month of November, and this will be for Aries sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs. And I'll also be extending this video, so make sure you check the description box down below when you are done watching this one. Okay, Aries, so let's see what messages come through for you for the month of November. We're going to pull for the past position first. Page of Swords coming up at the bottom. So some of you could have gotten some communication recently, either online or through text messaging. And it could have been good news because I saw the Three of Cups come through. But we'll see. Pull for the past position. The Ace of Wands. You know, a lot of these readings have been having a lot of reversals, and I shuffle and I turn the cards right side up, and the reversals just keep on coming out. So got to read them as I see them. So the Ace of Wands and the Two of Cups in the reverse. So let me show you how these cards look in the upright. In the upright, these cards talk about a new beginning, possibly with someone who is a soulmate or who you have soulmate energy with. And with that coming in the reverse, I feel like the exact opposite has happened. You possibly had to move away from a soulmate, or you felt the spark between you and a soulmate kind of go out, is what I'm seeing. Obviously there was a spark there in the beginning because that's how soulmate relationships start out, but then there's always something that comes between them the two, and usually that something is some type of karma or some type of karmic lesson, or you could just see it as some type of spiritual lesson that needs to be learned. And usually that's the whole purpose behind these type of connections. So it's not really shocking to me or surprising to me that these cards are in the reverse. Now, for some of you, you could feel like this person is your life partner, meaning you could feel like this is the person I'm supposed to be with forever, and this is just a phase that you two are going through where it just seems like I said, there's something coming in between you two that's making the spark kind of fizzle out. But for some of you, you're coming to the realization that this person is just not for you. Like I said, I just keep on getting the same message over and over. The spark is just not there anymore. It's just not there. You could possibly be interested in someone else, or you could feel like they're interested in someone else. Hopefully not. That's, you know, very painful. But yeah, this is in the past position. So I feel like whatever has happened, or I feel like whatever took place between you two that caused this, it already has happened, and it's already kind of like the energy is dying down, is what I'm seeing. I feel like I need to clarify this, and I usually don't clarify the past cards, but I feel the need to clarify this for some reason. Some of you are dating someone in the medical field, is what I'm hearing. Don't know why that message just came through, but for some of you could be dating someone who's in the medical field, or you're in the medical field. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but just delivering the messages as I see them. The King of Swords. Okay, so the person that you're dealing with is possibly an air sign, or this could possibly be your energy. You could have air in your chart, but overall I feel like with these three cards being together, this talks about one person in the connection needing to make a decision about using their head over their heart. You know, it's like when a soulmate connection, or someone who you have a strong soul tie with, when that connection starts to fizzle out, it's usually one person who kind of has to step up to the plate and be the one to say, okay, this needs to end, because the connection is usually so strong that it's hard for either person to pull themselves away. So one person has to take on this King of Swords energy and kind of think with their heads and not their hearts, and say, okay, this is not working anymore. The spark, the passion is just not there anymore. There's too many issues. There's too many problems. So we need to just cool it. We need to back off from each other, possibly separate forever, or possibly just separate until we get our acts together, is what I'm seeing. So you could have taken on that energy, or someone else could have taken on that energy. So let's move on to the present. not really getting that one person is, because it's like I'm hearing a couple different scenarios, but I'm not really picking up heavily that one person is really holding on or fighting for it and the other person saying no. I feel like both people kind of feel that the spark is gone, but one person could be trying to hold on. But I do feel like it's a mutual thing where both people feel like, okay, there's something off about this, or there's something that's just not working about this, but one person could have been the one to step away, while the other one probably would have been willing to put in more work in order to make it work. So let's see. And that doesn't just have to be romantic partnerships. That could be friendships. That could have been a job situation where you feel like your job is not giving you that spark or that fulfillment that you need. You're not passionate about it anymore. And now you could have made, or in the past, you could have made the decision to quit your job or leave your job, or you're trying to figure out if you should or not. So just take it as it applies to your situation. It doesn't always have to do with romantic partnerships. So let's see for the present. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, present. The Ace of Cups in reverse. So some of you are not feeling too well. Could be physically sick is what I'm hearing. The Hierophant as well. All these reversals, gosh. Okay, so I was getting with the Ace of Cups that some of you presently could have some type of cold. I'm just getting like an illness or a sickness. I don't know if it has anything to do with that situation. I don't think it does. I'm not sure why these weird specific messages are coming through. Maybe it's just so someone can hear it and they can listen up like, oh, this is my situation, I guess. But I feel like some of you are sick in some way. Just a small sum of you. So for the rest of you, the Hierophant being here with the Ace of Cups in the reverse, it looks like you experienced some type of disloyalty is what I'm hearing. You feel as though someone was not loyal to you, kind of feeling betrayed or feeling stabbed in the back. And that's why now this situation has completely come to an end is what I'm hearing. It's like in the past, the passion kind of ran short, like things just were not working out well and you were just, like I said, losing that spark. But then it's like now the emotions have run dry as well, because with the Hierophant being here, like I said, someone could have betrayed your trust or someone could have stepped outside of the relationship. But also it could be that you're just disappointed that this person was not someone that you're going to be with long term, because you wanted to be with them for a very long time. And it just feels like now, it's like now all of the emotion is drained out of you. Like it's one thing to lose like the spark. You can still have the emotion, you know, you can still have the friendship, you can still have the feelings. But now it's like, I feel like the feelings are starting to run dry as well. And that's when it's like really, really over, especially for a fire sign. It's bad enough for the passion to be gone, but once like the soft spot for you goes away, then it's just done. And also what I'm hearing, because I watched Angelic Karma on YouTube earlier, and something that she said stuck out to me and it's replaying in my head now, so I'm guessing the message was for you. And she said that, remember that that water puts out fire. So sometimes when a fire sign is dealing with a water sign and the water sign is too stuck in their emotions, it can like turn the fire sign off. So for some of you, you could have been dealing with someone who was very emotional or who was stuck in their emotions. Because it's one thing to be emotional, it's another thing to be emotional to the point where you let your emotions rule you, you know, or like you stay stuck in them for too long to the point where you don't take any action. Especially with you being an Aries, you are an action sign, you know, like you take action. I see Aries as a very masculine fire sign. Masculine energy, I mean. So you having that fire, meaning you already have that passion and that action behind you, along with you being an Aries, which like I said, I see as more action oriented and masculine. It looks like you just couldn't deal with someone who was always stuck in their emotions or who just didn't make any moves, or trying to wait for the messages to come through. It's like conflicting messages here. I feel like I'm picking up on too much energy. Because I feel like the Hierophant, it's some of you have been betrayed, but for some of you, it's just you feeling disappointed that this did not last long term, but you know it's for the best. And then for some of you, you're the one who betrayed the person. and possibly stepped out because the passion ran dry. Interesting reading, Aries. It's too much energy that I'm picking up. I'm trying to like sort everything out. Let's move on to November. Let's move on to the future. I hope that this is resonating so far. I feel like I said, I'm picking up on too many messages. Not really something that I can control. I'm trying to sort them out in my head. For some of you, you could have possibly, what I'm getting is that you could have possibly gotten an offer from someone, someone wanting to start a relationship with you or restart a relationship with you, but you feel like this person is not stable enough for you to take them seriously, so you could have turned them down, or vice versa, they could have turned you down. And remember, if that is the case, rejection is God's protection. So if you did get turned down, it's for the best. It looks like that situation just didn't have a solid future that you would have wanted anyway. Okay, the Strength card pops out. So the month of November, it looks like you are going to have to show strength in a situation. Let's clarify before I say anything else. Oh, okay. Two of Wands and the Magician card. So it looks like the month of November is going to bring a decision your way. And the decision is going to take a lot of strength. And I feel like the reason that the decision is going to take strength is because you're going to have to cut ties with something that you are very much used to, is what I'm hearing. It's like, it could be a person that you have to cut ties with, but I do feel like it's more so something that you're used to doing. You're going to have to cut ties with. So it's a certain way that you go about things and a certain way that you go about situations that you're going to have to stop doing it that way because it's not working for you. Let me clarify. I don't know what's going on, Aries. This energy is all over the place. Let me clarify. What is it, this thing that you have to stop doing? Five of Pentacles in reverse. So, okay. So for some of you, like I'm getting this, I swear, I'm picking this up so heavily. Some of you have been leaving people out in the cold, possibly. I don't know if you're even aware that you're doing this. You could just be feeling like, okay, I'm making the best decision for me and I'm moving on and, you know, it is what it is. But I feel like some of you have been making people feel really abandoned or neglected in some way. And you're needing to be very careful of that, is what I'm seeing. Especially with the Wheel of Fortune here, because there's a certain level of karma that's involved in making people feel that way. And I'm not talking about, you know, you broke up with someone and moved on. That's your right. You have the right to do that. And there's no bad karma that comes with that if you go about it in the right way, meaning you sit down, you talk to them, you move on. But I feel like some of you could have possibly ghosted someone or used someone. And this is weird. I don't usually pick up this energy. I usually pick up the energy of the person who got used, but for you, I'm picking up that you could have possibly used someone, or it could be that someone used you, and I'm picking up on that energy so heavily because you feel it so strongly, feeling used, or feeling like once the passion was gone, the person just said see ya, like, and just didn't even. It's like someone needing to cut ties with a situation that involved abandonment. That involved like this heavy feeling of abandonment. So either you have a pattern of doing this, meaning that you have a pattern of leaving people feeling left out in the cold and leaving people feeling abandoned because you feel like, okay, I'm off to find my happiness and I don't care how that other person feels. Or it's a pattern where you choose people who treat you this way. You choose people who treat you in a way where it's clear that they are not ready for commitment, or they're not going to commit, and they are just in and out of your life, and it's just like a quick fling, and it's very passionate, but then emotions run dry, someone acts cold towards the other person, and then one person ends up abandoned. And if you're that person that keeps on ending up in the abandoned spot, I'm feeling like there's a need for you to kind of evaluate your technique when it comes to choosing your partners, or evaluate your thought process. Like what is it about the people that you've picked that caused you to choose them? because I feel like you're going to have to change that in the month of November. You're going to have to really, like I said, take inventory or be very self-reflective when it comes to how you chose people in the past. And you're going to have to switch that up because it's taking a lot out of you is what I'm seeing. This reading is all over the place. I'm so sorry. I'm trying very hard to convey the messages as best that I can. But there's definitely a need in the month of November to completely switch up the way you go about making your life decisions. And it's going to take a lot of strength because I feel like this is something that you've been this way your whole life, or you've been this way for as long as you can remember. And so it's difficult for you to even think about being another way. But that's why it's going to take strength. You see in the Strength card how she's like taming the beast. She's taming the lion. That's kind of how you're going to be in the month of November, like resisting your urges to go back to your old ways. And again, like I said, this could be two different people I'm talking to, two different groups. Resisting the urge to keep just cutting people off and just not caring, or keep abandoning people and just not thinking about their feelings. Or also, you, like I said, you could be on the other end of this. The resisting the urge to go back to people who have abandoned you, and resisting the urge to continuously choose people who have abandoned you. This is a lot. This is a lot. The Magician card is here. So you do in the month of November have the opportunity to manifest something new into your life. But I just feel like some of you with the Three of Swords, the Four of Swords being here, some of you are needing a break and you're needing to rest first. And you're needing to be very careful and mindful of your karma. Be very careful and mindful of what you're putting out into the world, the thoughts that you're putting out, the energy that you're putting out. Some of you are trying to come back into your life in the month of November. And that's something that you could have possibly been trying to manifest for a while as well. Like you've been constantly thinking about this person and they could just pop back up in the month of November. Take that slowly as well and think about your reasoning for wanting that person back. Don't just take them back because you felt a spark with them and you just want that spark back, or you just want that passion back. Really think about what you want long term, and if this person is going to cause damage to your life, or if they're going to help your life in some way. I hope this reading is resonating. I'm confused by the energy personally. Okay, Aries, so I think that is it. Let me show you the cards and I will be right back. Okay, Aries, so here is your spread. Let me zoom in a little bit. So your reading honestly confused the hell out of me. I'm still trying to calm my energy down after it because there was a lot of energy just racing through me during that reading. And that usually does happen to me with fire signs, so that's not anything new. But I'm trying to get the gist of what your month is composed of because, like I said, I picked up on two distinct groups. One group who is actually, like I said, needing to evaluate the way that you have been possibly treating people. And I don't think that it's anything malicious, or I don't think that it's anything that's done on purpose. But you could have a tendency to possibly leave situations quite abruptly. And like when you don't feel the fire anymore, you're like, all right, I'm out. And you have the right to do that, of course. When you are not feeling it anymore, it's best to exit. But maybe just take note of how you're doing it. Like, don't just make sure you're not doing it in a way that makes people feel like completely blindsided or completely abandoned, like they were used in some way, you know? And like I said, I don't usually pick up this type of energy for the people who watch my videos because the people who come to tarot readings are usually looking for some type of direction. And that's why I don't think that someone who maliciously is doing that would even find their way to my videos. So I feel like this may be something that you're not doing intentionally, so you may need to take note of that. And for the other ones, the other group of you, this may have happened to you, or this may continuously happen to you, where you feel like there is this instant spark and attraction, and then suddenly it's like the well runs dry and the passion fizzles out. And I feel like what I noticed in this reading is that there's not a lot of pentacles in this reading, and pentacles in the tarot represents earth signs, which also represents being grounded and stability, things that are long-term and tangible. And I feel like some of you are missing that. Like some of you are missing that grounded energy when it comes to your connections. It feels like you just kind of you get swept up in a whirlwind is what I'm feeling. And you may be needing to really evaluate that in the month of November and evaluate why you continuously get into those type of situations. I feel like for some of you, this could possibly be love addiction, possibly be like you using love as a bandage or as a crutch or as a means to suppress a deeper type of issue. And that's why the strength card could be coming up, because you're needing to stop using your connections as a way to mask whatever is going on deep down inside of you. Like, I feel like with the Ace of Cups here, some of you are feeling kind of empty inside, and you're using romantic relationships as a way to almost like make you feel alive, or make you feel that spark for life, and then it wears out, and then you have to go and find someone else. And it's kind of like an addictive type of pattern, I feel. And you may need to find out why you're behaving this way, or why you have been getting into these situations. Usually it comes from there being some type of deep wound or some type of void inside of the person that will make them, like I said, continuously look for those highly passionate relationships, and they'll jump from one to the next to the next. So you may be needing to evaluate that in the month of November. Could be dealing with some very deep-seated abandonment issues that come to the surface because you don't have this relationship to kind of distract you anymore. Whew, this is getting deep. Okay. So it looks like, yeah, I just keep on going back to the strength card. It looks like you're going to have to be very strong in the month of November, because you're going to have to overcome things that are buried that are going to try to come to the surface. And this is nothing to fear. I feel like this is something that's a long time coming. You probably feel the energy coming. I know I've seen a lot of people on Twitter even saying, you know, they just feel like something's wrong, or like something bad's about to happen. And I feel like what a lot of people are feeling is just things that are buried beneath the surface coming up for air, pretty much. So like I said, that's not a bad thing, because things that are buried, they control us without us knowing it. You know, things that are in our subconscious, they control how we react and how we act without us knowing it. So these things coming to the surface, it will never be a bad thing, because then you can clear them out. So I think that's it. And I feel like your energy is going to become, what I'm getting is that your energy is going to become kind of purified, because when your energy is kind of tainted with things from the past or with heavy energy, it's hard to manifest the things you want in life. With the Magician card being here, I feel like your energy could possibly, like I said, purify in the month of November, when you purge all of these things out of your energetic field, and then you can really start manifesting the things that you want, the relationship that you want, the career that you want, and things of that sort. But we are going to clarify all of these cards in the extended. Well, not all of them, but we're going to take a deeper look at these dynamics in the extended. And I'm also going to be doing a second spread in the extended called the Working with Your Shadow spread, where I'll pretty much be talking about the things that are below the surface that need to be addressed in the month of November. So make sure you check that out. That will be in the description box down below. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope it was helpful, and I will see you guys over on Vimeo.